Cinema Score. I am your host, your boy. Normally, we'd have my beautiful co host, Creature, joining us, but unfortunately, he's a little under the weather. So, everybody, please welcome the beautiful Vampy as our co host tonight. Vampy, how are we doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Awesome, fantastic. Guys, Vampy is one of the admins on this show. So if you'd like to be on the show, please hit her up. And while I speak about the show, if I get the three contestants to go ahead and request the box, I'm just going to do a little overview for all the new people. So, guys, what we do on this show is we actually just talk about movies. We go on the internet, we figure out what the internet critics and the internet audience scored these movies on a scale of 0 to 100. Whoever's the closest to that score is going to get a point, and then they get to pick the next movie. The only thing about picking the next movie is that the other two contestants have got to be familiar with the movie. So we're going to do that for about 40 minutes until we get into our rapid fire round, where we're going to stop talking about movies and we're going to start scoring them. So even if your favorite streamer is down going into the last 15 minutes, I definitely stick around because we've seen some comebacks on this show that have been incredible. Vampy, did I miss anything?
I don't think so, but just keep your eyes on camera, guys.
Eyes on screen is very important here. So just to introduce our contestants, our first one here is Sin. Our second one is Kev Tastic. And last but not least, we've got Munch Master in the building. Guys, how are we all doing tonight?
All right. Awesome.
Awesome, awesome. So this is our Champion of Champions episode. Each three of these contestants has won a previous time before, and they're going against each other to see if they can become the Champion of Champions. Boys, are we getting ready? Are we ready to start this thing? Get it on the roll?
Let's go.
All right, Vampy, you got a movie for us to start it off?
Let's start with The Godfather. Have y'all seen The Godfather?
The Godfather.
Not familiar with that because I've never seen that. And I know
Is that a joke or are you being
said
serious?
that about 5 times to me so far.
Was that a
I
joke or are
know.
you being serious?
I'm serious. And you've said the same thing to me over and over. I got homework.
All right.
I got to watch it.
Vampy, what's the next one? Well, we thought you maybe have watched it by now.
Right?
I know,
First
right?
one,
I
yeah.
should have.
What'd you say?
Which one?
Barry Buller's Day Off.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Can we all
I know
agree
that
on
one.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna start with you, Sin. Sin, what do you remember from Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Pretty much just. I mean, it was overall. It was a pretty rad movie. I remember. What's his name? And the names escape me, but yeah. It's got the dude that's married to Sarah Jessica Parker.
Talk about Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, there you go, Matthew Broderick. The other dude as well. I can't remember his name. His friend. I remember him from Spin City. But yeah, it's a very.
Alan Ruck.
Yeah,
What
there you
about
go.
Ferris and Cam? Come on, dude.
Oh, there you go,
Come on.
Boner.
Put some respect on their names.
um, but yeah, no, it's definitely a classic, very nostalgic as well. Whenever I watch it, and yeah, just I do remember the car. The red. Was it a Ferrari? Classic Ferrari.
I believe it was a Ferrari.
Right. But yeah.
All right.
Good
Well,
movie.
let's get down to this nitty gritty. What do you think the critics scored this movie?
The critics, I think, I know it's a comedy. I'm gonna say the critics gave it a 74. All right, and the audience, I will say a 80 for the audience.
All right, Kev, what do you remember from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Remember, it's about a kid named Ferris Bueller and his day off.
It's
I
all
do
you-
remember the car was parked in like an all glass garage and it went backwards. And well, I also remember that the father from Beetlejuice played the principal that was snooping around his house trying to see if he was skipping school or not because he had that labyrinth setup of the recording and everything, and it made it seem like he was sick. That movie was
Oh, so
great.
you have seen. I thought you were messing with me. Okay, you actually have seen this movie. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that to mess with you.
All right. I thought you were really messing with me for a second. Okay.
Am I wrong?
Continue, please. I'm sorry.
It is about him and his day off. But seeing how it is a comedy, it is a classic, but we all know how the critics are with older movies and classics. They kind of on them a little bit. So I'm going to say that the critics gave it, let's say 75. And I'm going to do 75, 85. I think that's fair. So it was a good movie.
All right, Much. What do you remember from Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
It's one of the movies that I really enjoyed watching when I would play hooky from school. I remember a couple of friends of mine. We kind of did a Ferris Bueller day. I ended up stealing my stepdad's car when I was 14, and we got into a little car accident as well. Luckily, the police weren't called or anything, so it wasn't the best influence movie. But I had a principal like that too, that he would snoop around. He actually lived in the same neighborhood as me, so when I was play hooky, he knew if I was sick or not because he would see my car there at the house if I was supposedly sick during high school.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Well, at least it
brutal.
wasn't natural born killers. That would have been a totally different story.
Yes, it would have. All right, Much. What do you think the critics scored this movie?
So I'm gonna say 73. I'll go on the lower end of them.
And what do you think the audience scored it?
An 80.
Yeah, I'm pretty close here. All three of them.
One of my favorite parts in the movie is, I don't know if you guys remember, but Ben Stein is the teacher in that movie, and when Ferris Bueller skips, he just goes Bueller,
Mm,
Bueller,
right.
anyone, Bueller. I do that all the time now when I'm like saying people's names. I'm like Rodriguez.
Didn't he make a commercial?
Bueller,
Kind of like that way.
Bueller.
The eye drop commercial.
Probably.
The critics gave this movie an 83%. The audience gave this movie a 92%, giving the first point to Kev-tastic Gamer. And as he puts his paws in the sky, Kev, welcome to the board.
Nice.
Yes,
What
nice.
movie do you have for us, my friend?
I don't know if everybody's familiar with this, but the Rick Moranis Little Shop of Horrors.
Little shop of horrors. Little shop of horrors. Munch? No.
Never.
No.
Never.
Strike one.
Gremlins, the first one.
Gremlins.
Oh,
That's like a 2-for-1
All right,
movie.
Kev,
It's a Christmas
tell me what
and
you
Halloween
remember.
movie.
Tell me what you remember from the movie Gremlins.
If I remember correctly, I think it was a bulldozer or a snowplow that drove through that lady's house. I also remember I love Gizmo. Gizmo's cute. But remember the whole entire whatchamacallit, it was a mall or Kmart fight scene at the little water fountain. That was pretty cool. That
Oh,
was
I do
really
remember
cool.
that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was in the mall, right?
Yeah, I think it was a mall or a Kmart, but I think it was a Kmart because they had like a little garden center, and that's where Stripe tried to multiply, but got hit with the sun.
I think you're right.
That was also awesome and horrifying for a kid to see.
rather horrifying, as a matter of fact. What do you think the critics scored this movie?
would say 85 critics, audience 95 because it is a beloved, really, really, really good movie.
85, 95. All right, Munch, what do you remember from the movie Gremlins?
I remember my sister having a Furby and me thinking that, because I was young when the movie came out, me thinking that the Furbies were gremlins. And those things
Didn't we
freaked me
all?
out.
It looked exactly like Gizmo.
They had a Gizmo one. Mm-hmm.
And there was a specific scene, I think it was at a movie theater, that
No way.
ever since, right. And when
they're throwing the popcorn in the air in the movie theater.
when they're throwing the pop, and after that, I didn't want to go to a movie theater for a long time because I thought the gremlins were gonna come out.
That's funny.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. What do you think the critics scored this movie?
87.
Okay. And what do you think the audience scored it?
92.
All right. Sin. Gremlins. What do you remember about? What were they called? Meegwais? Meegwalks? What were they called?
Mogwais.
Mogwais?
Mogwais, yeah. Because they have that Secret of the Mogwai show out, which is really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Sin,
been-
what do you remember?
It's been forever since I just watched it, but I do remember. What you can't feed them right after midnight. They can't get wet.
You know.
I do remember Gizmo, definitely one of the more beloved Gremlins. But I do remember, I don't know if it was the first one or and the other ones, but I do remember, like you had like there's some Gremlins that were like kind of like rockerish kind of Gremlins. You had like the mohawk going on, and I believe
I think that was both.
dressed like in
Both,
leather
yeah.
or whatever. It had kind of like a BDSM, kind of a vibe to some
Each
of them.
gremlin kind of had like their own personality.
Right.
That too.
But yeah, it's a great movie. I agree. Definitely a kind of a terrifying movie to watch as a kid as well, but nonetheless, still pretty rad. Still pretty good.
Gizmo's a little bad butt guy. Like he was. I wouldn't
He's a
have messed with
troublemaker.
him. Yeah.
All right, Sid, what do you think the critics scored this movie?
I'm gonna give for the critics, I'll say an 83
What do you think the audience scored this movie?
and a 90 for the audience.
I'll never forget in the movie Gremlins when Gizmo, the first time he opens up the shades and it gets light on him, he screams all like, and you're like, oh, poor little dude. You're like, oh, I feel so bad for him. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie
When he's sitting there reading a 3D book, that was cute too.
with the glasses on.
Yeah, that was adorable.
We have a tie here, ladies and gentlemen. The critics gave this movie an 86%. The audience, I think, were very afraid of this guy. They gave him a 78%. So with 15 points each, Sin and Munch both get a point, and we're all tied up. Now, since Sin picked the first movie
True.
and Kev picked the next movie, I think it's only fair that Munch gets to pick this one. But before you do, Munch, I got to hit the promo real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cinema School, your boring creature feature show. But this is actually Vampy on the show right now. I am your host, your boy, and this is Vampy. What we do on the show is we talk about movies. We go on the internet, we figure out the internet critics in the audience score this movie on a scale of 0 to 100. But stick around because the next 25 minutes we're going to have our rapid fire hour. We're going to stop talking about movies. We're going to score them. If you'd like to be on the show, to my wonderful admins, Emoji and Vampy.
You may know what the hell he
All right.
said.
Munch, what do you got?
Said like that gremlin in a blender.
Damn right. I like to think myself of Donnie from Wild Thornberries.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna switch it up. You kind of look like a grown-up version of Donnie. No,
I'll take it.
That's the highest compliment you can give him.
I'll take that.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and go animated, and I'm gonna say Space Jam.
Oh.
That's Space Jam.
All right, Michael Jordan and Bill Murray, Wayne Knight.
Which
Bugs
one?
Bunny.
Right.
Not you know which one. Don't you dare.
Which one?
The other one doesn't exist. It was
The only one
never
that matters.
a thing.
The only one that matters. Yeah.
It does not exist.
There was
Anything
All
that
right,
happened
Munch,
in
what do you
COVID
remember
that
from
doesn't
Space
exist.
Jam?
I remember that the Looney Tunes needed to
The
recruit some
Toon
talent.
Squad.
The Toon Squad, sorry, the Toon Squad needed to recruit some talent because the Monstars were gonna have a big game against the Monstars, and they recruited Michael Jordan. But when they went over to get him, they saw that he was playing baseball, and they sucked him through the little wormhole, and he came. He sent them to get his shoes and his basketball gear from North Carolina at the house, and the kids saw, I believe it was Bugs Bunny, and one of the kids, it was Marcus Jordan, I think, told him, he was like, be quiet. And
You just
I'll leave
recapping the movie. What's your favorite scene?
oh, my favorite scene has to be when Bill Murray retires.
It's like, you know what? I did what I could.
I'm done.
You know, Michael, I got a hamstring I got to deal with here. All right, what do you think the critics scored Space Jam?
I don't think it was that high. I'm gonna say 77.
All right, and what do you think the audience scored it?
An 86.
All right. Sin, what do you remember from Space Jam?
I do remember that part where he was talking about where Michael gets stuck to the was it the golf hole, and then Wayne Knight's there digging up, trying to find him. Is like, what are you doing? What are you doing, sir? He's like, I'm fixing the divot. He's like,
Oh, he's fixing a divot.
Definitely love that part. But yeah, you know, but the squad, Bugs, Daffy Duck, all the Porky Pig, all those Tweety Bird. You know, also as a growing prepubescent teen as well. You know, I think a lot of kids. Lola Bunny was also kind of a popular.
Yes, she was.
But yeah, no, it was.
Yes, she is.
I think it was a great movie. Definitely the only Space Jam that counts, in my opinion, or the only one that matters. And yeah, is another shot of his airness, you know, in the big screen. So that was pretty dope.
I like it.
Down to the brass tacks, though. I'm
I
gonna
like that
say
too.
that the critics gave. Yeah, I don't think the critics were too kind on this one. I'll give it a 65 for the critics.
Okay.
And from the audience, 71.
All right, Kev, what do you remember?
Oh, sorry, I had a little bit of catnip. What?
What do you remember?
I remember that sexy bunny that I've done things that I shouldn't have done. So I also remember that little jerky alien guy with the suit. That was pretty cool. And then the really, really small one they had.
Anybody know who the voice of him was?
Wasn't it I don't think it was Danny DeVito.
It was Danny DeVito.
It was? Because I remember the aliens being real small, and then they did something that made them really huge, and that was pretty cool.
And they stole the NBA's powers.
Yeah. I got to rewatch the movie. It's been a long, long time. I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid.
All right.
I remember Yosemite Sam was on the team. He was pretty funny. I think he shot the ball.
Pepe Le Pew, Foghorn,
Yeah.
Leghorn, the whole squad.
Yeah, all the good ones. Now for the score, yeah, I don't think the critics would have been too decent on it. So I'm going to say 30, and the critic and the audience, I'm going to give it a 45.
Wow.
Yeesh.
I'm going to be that guy or cat.
He's that cat.
Looney Tunes rejected me, so I got some hate for them. Okay, jeez.
I can see that. I can see that happening. That scene though on the golf course, though, my favorite scene is when Michael Jordan gets sucked into the golf hole, and it's when Wayne Knight's taking the photo, and they're all and it's like Larry Bird and Bill Murray are sitting there, and they look at Wayne Knight and go, "What kind of camera is that?" And he like says, "Could you not point that thing at me, please?"
Right.
All right.
I
The
remember
critics,
the McDonald's toys were cool.
the critics gave this movie a 44%.
Wow.
Oh.
The haters.
The audience gave this movie a 63%, winning by 6 points is Kev.
All right.
Say-
What's your next
Kev, what do you got for us?
It just gets for rejecting me. That's what's up, Doc. Am I trying to pick a movie?
Yes.
The original Candyman.
Oh.
Has everyone seen Candyman?
I have, but I don't remember anything from it.
Okay. Then what about the first Home Alone?
Yeah, that.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Kev, what do you remember from Home Alone?
I love the Crooks. They're hilarious, and they call themselves the Wet Bandit, and because they like clogged up the drains, and they were great. They reminded me of like Abbott Costello. If you guys are familiar with Abbott Costello, I do remember the paint can scene, and then the pipe. I think no paint can scene. The pipe was in the sequel, and I remember thinking that I don't know how they didn't unalive them. That was insane. There was actually a horror movie made.
The things that Kevin McAllister did should put him into some sort of institution or something.
He should have been in the chair because he made a horror movie. I forget what it's called, where they called it The Home Alone, and they took a paint can to a guy's face, and let me tell you, he didn't walk away from it. He didn't have a face either.
Oh no.
Yeah, so. But I think the critics probably would have gave it like I would say 85 and the audience 95 because it is a very beloved one. Of course, it had the mother from Beetlejuice. I think that was before Beetlejuice, wasn't it? Right around the same time.
I think it was after.
Maybe by like a year? 1990? Okay, it was after.
All right, Bunch, what do you remember from the movie Home Alone?
I remember wondering where the heck the dad got all that money from to have all those presents.
That house is huge.
Right?
It was.
That house just
Still
sold
don't know to this
$3
day
million.
what profession the dad did. But
He worked in sanitation.
yeah. I remember him. All the booby traps were amazing, and just him the who can forget that?
Oh, the aftershave.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
As far as the movie, it was one of those 90s movies that I think later on got appreciated, but when it first came out, I don't think it was that big of a box office hit. So I would say 65 and 74.
You're just rude.
Just brutal.
Sin, what do you remember from Home Alone?
A great movie. For sure. First off, I do remember one of the things as well. You know, I know Munch talked about, you know, what did his dad do to you know, to afford all that. I remember, and I think there's even memes about it now too. It's like, you know, the real, um, what's it called? The real mystery is like how everything that Kevin bought in that grocery store, right? Those bags, it came out to like 17, 18 bucks. It was like, that's a lot of groceries. Just, you know, just
Nowadays, it'd be like 100.
Don't forget at the end he goes, "Oh wait, I have coupons." So you ever seen those shows about coupons? He goes, "But wait, I have coupons."
Right.
And so yeah,
Also, was it the fake
that's
movie?
how, son.
The movie that's the fake movie that's in the one that he uses for the sound effects. I can't remember the title of it. Something about like angels or huh?
Was it The Godfather though playing in the background?
No.
No,
It
it's a
was
fake movie. The
Oh,
movie's
you
not
stuffed
real.
animal. Merry
It's not a
Christmas,
real
stuffed
movie.
animal.
They filmed that
Yeah.
for the movie. For the movie.
Yeah.
You're
So I
filthy animal.
thought
I want to
that was
get you stinking, no good, rotten, dirty, hands out of my office by the time I count to 10. 1, 2, 10.
And he got scared. He had that big bowl of ice cream. That was hilarious.
That was
Well, but wasn't that Home Alone 2?
The
Oh,
ice
Moxie,
cream
it
is
was-
2. The movie's in both.
the movie. Yeah, the movie.
I thought the ice cream was one. He's like, I'm watching a movie I shouldn't be watching. Better stop
Oh
me.
yeah, it was. He's got he does have the big like.
It's like I'm
Quarter ice
having
cream.
ice cream for dinner. Better stop me.
Right.
You're right. All right, Sin. What do you think the scores are?
So I think that the critics gave it a 72, and I'll go 82 for the audience.
You're just rude too.
Y'all just brutalizing this.
I'm gonna take my faves back. Report and block both of you for hating on Home Alone.
This score. This one was decided by 1 point. The critics gave this movie a 66%.
Oh.
The audience gave this movie an 80%, winning by 1 point. Here's Munch.
You
Now,
guys,
Munch, before you pick the next movie, I got to hit the promo real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Score Your Boys Creature Feature Show without Creature. We got Vampy. I am your boy. And what we do on this show is we talk about movies. We go on the internet and figure out what the internet critics and the internet audience score these movies on the scale of 0 to 100. Stick around because the next 15 minutes we're going to get into the rapid fire round. We're going to stop talking about movies and start scoring. If you'd like to be on the show, head to my wonderful admins. We got Emoji J and Vampy.
if you pay close enough attention, you see his face turn red from lack of oxygen. He
Turns
almost
purple.
passes out. Yeah, he starts turning blue. It's a sight to see. His mask.
It's like
his mustache
Aurora
quivers.
Borealis on my face.
His mustache quivers a little bit.
Right.
All
All
right.
right, Munch, what do you got for us?
White Chicks.
And I need you.
He did that skit later on with this guy that dresses up as Pennywise, and that was hilarious.
Into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000
So I take it
miles
everybody's
so I
doing it,
could
right?
just save you.
And that was a quick intermission.
Take it, boys. All right, Munch, what do you remember from White
Well,
Chicks?
you took my theme that I was gonna talk about, but I remember him putting every
Oops.
girl in a wheelchair after a night of escapades. They would end up in a
Terry Crews is
wheelchair.
built different.
Yeah, yeah, he was. And I remember the girlfriend thinking, the wife thinking they were cheating on them, and with the girls. And I don't know if they could get away with making that movie in today's era.
Oh,
It would-
No.
Definitely not.
But it wasn't that long ago, though.
it was over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a long
2004.
time ago. See,
2004.
All right, right.
All right.
I don't think the movie,
Munch, what do you
even though it
think
was
the
a
critics
great
scored
movie,
this movie?
even though it was a great movie, I don't think the critics cared for the Wayans brothers at the time. I think it's a 60 for the critics. Now the audience, an 80.
All right, Sin, what do you remember from White Chicks?
Latrell. Where's Latrell? Right, and the club scene, with the whistles and the glow sticks. Right. That was great. But yeah, the dance off scene, that was great as well. What else? Yeah, Vanessa Carlton, of course. Yeah, just and yeah, I completely agree of that. That movie could definitely not be made or released these days because it would get canceled very quickly.
You're canceled.
But a great movie for sure. Very, very funny. The critics, I don't think really, showed it much love though. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the critics gave it a 48. Right, and the audience, I'll say 56.
Jeez. That's a good movie.
All right, Kev, what do you remember from White Chicks?
Two things. One, that he tried to get the guy not to like him, so he was farting and stuff, and he thought it was hilarious. He farted back, and Fire and Ice just said the toilet scene.
You all play battle, peeps. I know that's not what they say, but I can't say the other word because it's a feature chat.
That was pretty funny. That was a good movie.
Hey, you sophomore destroyer.
But I don't think the critics would have really liked its humor too much. So I'm going to say the critics gave it a 25. And the audience gave it, say like 60.
Did I hear correctly?
It felt like 25 for critics, 60 for audience. Because it felt like it was one of those movies that became better over time.
The critics gave this movie a 15%.
Yo.
Damn.
Oh, I gave
Wow.
more credit than they did.
The audience gave this movie a 55%.
Oh,
Sin, you were close with the audience, but not close enough with the critics. Kev, you got the point. Munch, you gave this movie way too much credit.
Guy's a winner right here.
It was a good movie.
It was. But nobody else thought it was.
Probably not.
Well, the critics are a bunch of snobby old white men, so
All right, Kev, this might be the
That's
last movie before the
racist,
rapid
sir.
fire round. What do you got for it?
Accurate. What's up? Yeah.
This might be the last movie before the rapid fire round. What do you got for us?
Let's give Elf.
Huh?
what?
you said Elf?
What?
Elf?
Elf.
Elf?
Elf. You're an anchor.
Elf, yeah.
Elf. All right.
Sure.
That's going to be my one scene where he's like, oh, he's an angry elf. He's like, call me an elf one more time. He can beat the crap out of him. That was hilarious. He's like, he must be from the South Pole. Yeah, that was
I know him. I know him.
But Also, what I loved is that they added the clay animation to it with the snowman in that. That was pretty cool. And then he was like grabbing all the
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
that was hilarious. It was so good.
That was
Maple syrup and everything. Like he chugged that like it was nothing. I don't know how that guy didn't die from diabetes being raised by elves with sugar.
Because he's built different.
Right? Yeah, definitely. But again, it's probably a movie that the critics would crap all over, so it probably would be like say critics gave it like a 30. But the audience, I'd have to say at least at 85. Because it is a beloved one. It's just a
85?
shame that they removed it from TV for a while because of crap, and then they brought it back.
Did you say 85?
85 for the audience.
And you said 30.
30 for the critics, yeah. Because I don't think the critics would have liked it too much.
All right, Munch, what do you remember from Elf?
When he screams Santa, when he did the origami, is it origami? When he's cutting with the scissors, he had a real
I think
big
it's just like
talent.
ribbon
when
making.
you fold.
The
was just
fold, yeah, the folding,
Yeah.
yeah, that. Was it ribbon making?
And it's like, I need an eighth of an inch. That's impossible. An eighth of an inch.
And I'm with Kev. I don't think the movie did too good, but I'm going for the block. So I'm gonna say 31,
We got our first prices right here.
84.
31.
You're evil, sir. You are just evil. You are evil.
You're evil.
Hope your
Yeah.
beard attacks you in your sleep. Wow, that for years.
All right, Sin, what
So I
do
don't know what it
you
is to have a hairball like you.
Enough with the beard fighting. We need to know what Sin thinks about this movie.
yourself.
Um,
And it's
Yeah.
triangle shaped.
it's definitely a great movie. Will Ferrell, I think one of Will Ferrell's probably best movies. Never gets old. I do remember the singing scene with him and what's her name, Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great role for her as well. Yeah, the Peter Dinklage scene as well. That was pretty funny. And yeah, just him. Was it that his boss or whoever that his angry boss was there at the mall? Their interactions between them two was pretty hilarious.
He hated him so much.
But yeah,
You gonna take my job?
I'm gonna go a little different here. I'm gonna say the critics gave it a 70, and audience I'll go 88.
Did you guys ever notice how that manager guy never
Did you say
questioned whether
88?
Buddy Elf worked there or not?
Yeah, 88.
They never
Manager
questioned if he worked
is
there or
in the
not.
movie. The manager is one of the brothers who plays offensive line in The Replacements.
Oh yeah.
He was also on another TV show. I forget what it was called. That the guy from Meteor Man was in. He played like
Didn't
the
he also come out in a
brother or
couple,
something.
I believe.
He's been in a few movies.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Elf came out in 2003.
Oh, that's
Elf came out before White Chicks.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh.
Wow.
Just something to think about.
I know, right?
I feel old now.
Critics gave this movie an 86%.
Sheesh.
Wow.
The audience gave this movie a 79%. Blowing both of you out of the water is Sin. Unfortunately, though, Sin, we've gotten to the rapid fire portion of the show, so you will not be picking the next movie. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cinema Score, your boy and creature featured show. But instead of creature, we got Vampy here. I am your boy, and on this show, we talk about movies. We go on the internet and figure out internet critics and their audience score these movies on a scale of 0 to 100. Now we've gone to the rapid fire round. We're going to stop talking about the movies and we're just going to score them. If you'd like to be on the show, please let my wonderful admins. We have Emoji J and Bambi. Anybody who's keeping
His
score at home.
mustache fall off and reattached. It was starting to leave.
So
It was
just
dying.
in case anybody's keeping score at home, I've got Kev here with 3 points, and I've got Munch and Sin tied with 2.
Yep.
All right, Vampy. What do you got for us?
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Has everyone seen Field of Dreams?
You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me, but no.
Like one for me. All right, Jaws.
Jaws.
Okay.
To be fair, we did
This
that last
one
week, so
is
the score is
on-
correct.
You're gonna really
Sin.
hate me. I'm
There's
familiar
no
with
way.
it, but I never saw it. But I am familiar with it.
All right, well, we're gonna run it then.
They already did it before.
Yeah.
We did it
All
last
right,
week.
Sin, Jaws. What do you got for scores?
I'll give it 84 for the critics and 87 for the audience.
All right, Kev.
We're saying 90-90.
And Munch.
90 and 91.
I really hope that your crap comes out like a square. Just like Godzilla came out of here.
Like a
Munch,
can of
you're gonna be so bummed. The critics gave this movie a 97. The audience gave this movie a 90. Winning by 1 point is Kevtastic. You should have gone it. You should have gone 96.
Right? That's what you
It
get.
went 91, 91 or something. I don't know.
he did 90.
All right, Vampy, what's the next one?
All right. Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Never seen it.
Oh my god.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, I never seen it.
All right,
I
Rocky.
got a lot of homework.
The first Rocky.
Rocky.
Never seen it.
There's no
I
way.
hope
Now
your
you're just
crap
being
comes
now
out
you're just
for
being
you.
an ass.
Adrian!
No, like I've really never seen any of the rock.
With Mary Poppins then.
What?
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, the first one? Yeah, I've seen that.
No, the fourth one. What do you mean?
There's a second one.
I'm
No,
gonna
we-
fight you. Literally gonna fight you.
All right, bring it on.
All right, it's on
Come
you,
on.
Mary Pophead. What do you got for us?
You want to go? That was a beloved one, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with 80, 85 for the critics, 90 for the audience. With the
Much?
spoonful of sugar, he will knock me out.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I lost last round, but
Sore loser.
He had 90 and 90, which gave him 7. And the score was 90 and 97. And you had 90 and 91, which gave you 1 point and 7 points, which takes 8. He had 90 and 90, which is 7 points and 0 points, which made 7.
Too much math for my head.
huh?
So the score was 90 and 97. So 97 for the audience, for the critics, and 90 for the audience. He said 90 and 90, which gave him 7 points for the critics and 0 points for the audience. You said 90, 91, which gave you 7 points for the critics and 1 point for the audience, which gave you 8 points.
Right.
I'm still math is not mathing for me, but it's okay. It's cool.
Don't poop out a square.
He's like, let me do this again.
I thought it was 6.
No, 97.
Is that what you're saying? The critics
Right,
do
90s.
Mary Poppins?
No, we haven't done the
It's okay.
Mary Poppins. Wait. Uh-oh.
No,
Too much of rapid fire.
we haven't done the Mary Poppins. We're
Because
doing it
this
now.
guy.
Wait, whose turn is it?
Oh, the DJ
Jaws.
Spoon. Matt is
Yeah, we're
pretty
still
good.
doing Jaws. Yeah, that's the numbers.
Yeah.
He hit. You were 1 point off on the audience. He was right on dead point with the audience. You guys had the same number for the
Wow.
critics, which means he got you had one more point than he did on the scores. You had 7 plus 1, which equals 8. He had 7 plus 0, which equals 7.
We both picked 90 for the critics, and he had 90
He
for the
picked
audience,
90
and
for
I
the
had
audience,
91.
and you picked 91.
You were 1 point off, pretty much, or
So you were off by 1.
Oh, and the audience was 90. Oh, the audience was 90.
Yes. Okay, now can I get your score from Mary Poppins, please?
I think my nose is
80.
bleeding. My brain's escaping.
80 and 80.
You're really gonna.
I will never lead you astray
Mary
much.
Poppins-
That's why we have two. That's why we have two people doing math here.
I hate math. I got a calculator
How
right
dare
here.
you question?
All right, Sin. I'm sorry for that. What do you got for us?
I'm in
88,
Florida.
man.
We're prone to recounts, you know? Come on.
Can I get
Well,
my
I will take a picture of this and send it to you.
No wonder you guys had 2 hurricanes.
92?
Sin. Sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
Sin.
I'm freaking trying here.
I was
trying to
yelling.
get
I was yelling your name for them, not at you. I'm sorry.
88, 92.
I hope you crap squares too, but not as big as this guy's square is gonna be.
Oh,
I hope you choke on your hairball tonight.
I do every night.
Yeah.
The critics gave this movie a 97%. The audience gave this movie an 86%. Sin actually got the point.
Moving on.
Hi, Vampy. God bless America. What's the next one?
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid. I swear to God, nobody's allowed to say no.
Remake or original?
The original.
What do you think? Oh my God, we do this at Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio. Jesus, that's how words work.
They're making one with Jackie Chan
It's
and
Legends.
Good. All right. Sin, what do you got for us?
84, 86.
All right, Kev.
90.
99.
It's a good movie.
90, 91.
Really?
There.
That third time's the charm.
Sorry, we can't have nice things.
Oh my God, you're gonna hate yourself so much.
Oh boy.
Happened
Critics
again.
gave this movie a 90. The audience gave this movie an 83. So Kev gets the point by 1.
Get square turd.
Stop coming after him, Mushmaster. Stop
The
coming
one time he's gonna go lower, it's gonna be higher. I already know it. Vampy, what do you got for?
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Terminator Judgment Day.
What?
Terminator Judgment Day.
Terminator 2.
You too, baby.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
All right, it is on.
The tough one.
I'm gonna take you to get spayed and neutered, Kev.
I saw
Alright,
people
Bob
become
Barker.
missing,
You're the
sir.
one of your Price is Ready. You might as well.
Right?
All right, what do you got, Kev?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with 85 critics. I'm gonna say 90 audience.
Cross
All
audio.
right, Mike.
I feel like Bob Barker is telling me the price is wrong.
You wanna throw down? On a golf course.
85 and 92.
This guy,
Really? You still tell Price is Right?
this square turd.
He's sticking to his guns. And Sin, what do you got?
I'll give it an 87 and 94.
Why can't you be more like this guy? He has a price to write it.
should be more like this guy because the critics gave this a 91, the audience gave it a 95, and that gave Sin the point.
You got the point if you were like this guy.
Vampy, what do you got for us?
All right. We're going with Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Oh,
Never seen it.
You can't say this!
Are you serious? All right.
Lindsay Lohan.
I hate it.
Did somebody say no?
Spit on her.
Yeah,
No, I never seen it.
Cat said no.
Oh my. What movie?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Say it. Say it. I dare you to say it. I dare anybody to say it. I dare anybody to say it.
It's a lie. I watched all the MCU. Except
Say
for
it. I dare.
Marvel.
I dare. No, I dare. Yeah, Iron Man. All right. Sin, what do you got?
86 and 91.
All right, Kev.
92, 87. Ha! I did what he did.
And Munch.
Dare you to do it.
93 and 92.
93, 92.
He did it.
93, 92.
Yeah.
The critics gave this a 94. The audience gave it a 91. Almost hitting the mark completely as Munch.
Still go crap.
All right. Let's go with Fast and Furious.
It's
The
Which one?
Fast and the Furious.
The original.
Never seen it.
Yes! No, yes, shut up. Shut up.
Okay.
I never seen it.
You didn't see the second one either?
I never seen any of them.
Too Fast and Furious.
All right.
Oh, there's two that said no. Okay, next one.
Titanic.
There you go. Shut up now.
Never seen it.
Why are you on my show?
I'm lying. I went to see it in high school. It was a field.
God, why are you even on this? You shouldn't even go here.
I don't even belong here, man.
You don't.
All right, Titanic. It's on Munch. What do you got for us?
43 and 47.
Oh.
Wow.
Is that just how you? Is that just how you feel?
Jeez, what Titanic
I think
is?
he laughed at everybody on the boat. He's like,
You idiot! You idiot! You idiot!
All right, Sin.
94, 97.
497. Okay.
94, 97. And Kev.
95, 98. Oh, about that.
Jesus, take the wheel. All right, let me mark this off.
It's a lot of math.
Yeah, it is.
See smoke coming from his ears?
There's a lot of smoke over fires. The critics gave this score an 88%. The audience gave the score a 69%, giving this point to Sin and tying it up. All right, so now here's the deal. If Munch gets the next one right, we're going into sudden death. If Kev or Sin get the next one right, the game's over. All right,
No pressure.
Vampy,
No pressure.
what do you got?
Except for that square turd that's coming out of you.
The Crow.
The Crow. There's no way.
Y'all said no. I'm a sub out.
I'm waiting for the no.
I haven't seen it.
It's Stinkies.
There it is.
Yeah, there's no way.
All right.
Is that an M. Night
Yeah, I've
Shyamalan
seen it.
movie?
No, quiet. Next movie.
This is why you're pooping squares.
Quiet.
What's
The
that?
Princess Bride.
Are you serious?
What did you
Are you
say?
serious?
The Princess Bride.
The Princess
Princess
Bride?
Bride.
I've never seen it.
I
What?
have
Who
not-
said they
Oh my
didn't
God.
see it?
Strike two, Ruby.
I have not seen
Ah!
that.
What's wrong with you guys?
The original Twister.
Here.
Twister.
That I've
Has
seen.
everyone seen
That I've
Twister?
seen.
Yes.
I've never seen Twister.
I'm
Yeah.
done with you. You're doesn't matter.
He said no last time. I said no. He yelled at me.
We're way past this point, brother.
Okay.
Not stressing
Come
me
on.
out.
Come on, Vampy.
All right. The Notebook.
Oh my
Hell no,
god!
never
You
seen
gotta
it.
be kidding me! All right, my turn.
We're three guys.
We're going with the original Aliens. Original Aliens.
No.
Okay.
Aliens. Sigourney Weaver. Back in the day. Aliens. Aliens. It is
Never seen it.
on. I don't care. You know what it is. You probably played a video game about it. I don't care. Aliens.
I've seen it.
Sin. Go ahead.
Shoot. 85 for critics. 82 for audience.
Kev.
80 for critics, 85 for audience.
Munch.
82 for critics, 86 for audience.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh no.
The critics gave this a 94. The audience gives it a 94. Munch gets a point. We're still in it. We're going to sudden death. You got to be joking me. All right, man. What's the next one?
All right.
You know what? No, I got this. You know what? You know what? You know what? I got this. Oh my god. Toy Story 2.
He drinks.
We're doing Toy Story 2. I don't want to hear a damn fucking word.
We are not even.
This is a
finished.
future show.
Yeah, off the
Not
feature.
anymore. It's not.
Yeah,
Not
off the
anymore.
feature.
Oh,
Free game. All right. Who's next?
Toy Story 2. Munch. Go ahead.
93 and 94.
damn.
Sin.
97, 99.
Oof.
Kev.
80. Yeah, I'm ballsy.
I mean,
That was in the second one. I thought the bear was in the third one. No.
Oh
That's
my
right,
God,
the
you
first
got
one.
to be
Yeah, the
kidding
first
me.
one,
The
yeah,
critics
yeah.
gave this 100%. The audience gave me an 87. Munch is still in this. We're going to triple threat, sudden death, overtime.
Wow.
Oh my
All right.
what?
Shit. I feel like he's cheating.
Final movie.
The answers.
Final movie. Saving Private Ryan.
Never seen it.
Oh my God.
There's no
You
way,
automatically
dude.
lose.
Come on.
No, I really never seen it.
You don't make this fun. You really don't.
Aladdin.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty
And
then.
I hate everybody
Not
now.
either.
Okay, it's on Munch. Go
Pointing
ahead,
assholes
Munch.
are
I just
closer
wanna-
than they appear.
Go ahead. Shut
All
up!
right. 67 and 75.
Ew.
Jesus, that's what scares me.
Sin.
45, 55.
God.
You guys are just assholes.
All right.
This is a broad spectrum here. And on you, buddy.
There's the animated.
40.
40. 40. Thank God.
Come on, Jim Carrey. Come on, Jim Carrey.
Come on.
The critics gave this movie a 47%. The audience gave this movie a 57%. Sin gets the point, and Sin gets the win. Now, Vampy, before you go, can you please let everybody know what you have going on?
Tonight at Tuesdays at 12 a.m. in midnight, I host my own show, Ranking Melody Madness, right after Cinema Score. So it's like you got 45, 55 minutes left before my show starts.
5 minutes.
Also, I'm on our show tomorrow night. I think it's at 11 p.m. Eastern called the Spotlight. I'll talk about my favorite artists and also we'll be having a performance. So stay tuned for that. Everything else I post on is on my IG. And if you want to be on the show, just hit me up. I'm the admin for Cinema Score.
Love it, love it. Thank you, thank you. Kev, started off strong, but you couldn't finish it. What do you got going on?
That's what she said.
But I picture. That's fine.
I'm starting to do TikTok coming tomorrow. I have a show every Saturday, 11 p.m. called Talk Nerdy to Me. It's about gaming, tech, and collectibles. But for the past 5 weeks, I wasn't able to find anybody because my admin ditched me. So I don't know if that's going on still or not, but I'll figure something out. But that's about all I got going on.
Right on, right on. Munch, you mounted one hell of a comeback. Unfortunately, you couldn't just finish it off, dude. What do you got coming on?
It's the story of my life. Just can't finish, right? But at least I didn't let this little feline win. I'm gonna call animal control on him after we get off this phone call. What?
So at least you finished that Big Mac.
Yeah, the Big Mac did get finished. Yeah, and the turd came out. Look, big giant square turd came out.
2 for 1 special.
I don't stream, but you can catch me at any given time on Nini Goes Bananas' stream. I'll be on there all the time, anytime. Shout her out.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. And last but not least, El Campeón of El Campeón, Sin! Sin, what do you got going on?
We gotta stop doing this. It seems like we always gotta, come from behind and win it at the end. But hey,
That's what she said
that
too.
sounded real gay.
exactly.
Yes,
Right? That's cinema, baby. What we got going on? I do have. I do have my very first Fives battle coming this Friday, hosted by White Rabbit. My time slot is 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if anybody wants to come through, come on by. Yeah, if you got a 5, you can participate. It's a Fives battle, and looking forward to it. And also the following day on Saturday, I'm part of Top Badge Universe's Halloween auction as well. That's at 4:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be dressing up Halloween edition or Halloween attire auction. So I got that going on as well. Other than that, always a pleasure, DJ.
Likewise.
Gentlemen, it was a great game. You guys put a hell of a fight, and yeah.
That was one of the best shows we've had. That's probably the best champion of champions we've actually ever had. And guys, I really appreciate you being on. And like we always say, there's no time limit. If you want to be on next week, you're more than welcome to. Like if you guys, but I think we might be. But the next availability we have, you guys are more than welcome to be on for the next one.
I knew it was over for me
guys,
when.
I'm gonna go ahead and play the outro song now. If you'd like to stick around, you're more than welcome to. If not, I completely understand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cinema Sky Show.
Woo! Let's go.
Let's go.
I knew it was over. I knew it was over when the slow clap started for him. He was like, I knew he was gonna win.
Great show, guys.
Great show, guys. Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Kev, hit me up. I'll do your show this weekend if you need somebody.
Platform right about me.
Yeah, I did because one of my admins ditched me, so I need
for your shit later, maybe.
I need a new admin and I need to find people. So if you know anybody else, let me know because I usually have about 2 people on the show. Collectibles covers